So we got the 1074 spoilers, and this chapter is really interesting, but for like different reasons, because in the previous chapter, a lot happened, such as like Stussy taking down Lucci and Kaku, Zoro facing off against S-Hawk, Edison regaining control of the Seraphims, Weevil having like a face turn and defending Sphinx Island, and of course the reveal that one of the Gorosei, Saturn, is coming to Egghead along with Kizaru. And pretty much none of that is being addressed in this chapter, because the title of the chapter is Mark 3, and it refers to the 50 units of new pacifistas that Sentomaru sends to help Luffy and company escape. So this is pretty cool, and we saw that Sentomaru also had a face turn. This is like the arc of face turns, and I'll go more into that too, but we found out that like Sentomaru was indebted to Vegapunk, so we decided to help him and Luffy against CP0, but then was like nearly killed by Lucci, and I guess him recovering here is giving this order for these 50 new units of the pacifistas, and I don't know if these are like new models, like they look different and are stronger, which is very likely the case, but it's also possible that they're just newly manufactured versions of what we saw in Sabaody, but most likely they're upgraded in some way, but definitely nowhere near as strong as the Seraphims. Also guys, can you please subscribe if you haven't already? It's fine if you don't want to, but if you just need a reminder, here you go. Thanks. But going more into that, Sentomaru wants the pacifistas to help Straw Hat Pirates to escape by engaging the ships that are approaching Egghead, something like that. So it's possible that these 50 pacifistas are just here to job to Kizaru, I guess, or maybe even the Gorosei, but that seems unlikely. Like, I don't think Saturn is going to emerge like standing on the ship and then he just solos all 50 of the pacifistas. This is most likely going to be like a warm-up for Kizaru, maybe. Like he jumps up in the air and then shoots like thousands of light beams at the 50 pacifistas and just annihilates all of them. And I say appetizer because Luffy and Zoro stay behind while the rest go looking for Vegapunk. So in my opinion, I think this is setting up one of the most exciting sequences in Egghead, because it's looking like Luffy and Zoro are going to be taking on Kizaru here. And I know that's super exciting, but we also don't want to get our hopes up just to be disappointed. But I just for some reason have so much faith that Oda is going to deliver this one here. And also for the fact that Luffy and Zoro hardly ever team up, considering how long the series is and how close these characters are. You'd think that they would have had like a lot of fights together, but to be honest, they really haven't. At least exclusively Luffy and Zoro teaming up. I'd love to see that happen here against Kizaru, because obviously that's a very winnable fight for them. Like if there was odds for that match, like Luffy and Zoro versus Kizaru, they would probably be the favorites. As where if they were to fight him one-on-one, the odds would be closer to even. But first, let's talk about the sponsor of this video, Eye Restore. The Eye Restore professional laser hair growth system is designed with an industry-leading 282 lasers and LEDs to help treat men and women with alopecia, receding hairline, patterned baldness, and thinning hair by stimulating hair follicles to promote healthy hair growth and prevent hair loss. Use on its own or combine it with other hair loss treatments. So guys, just like a lot of you, I'm experiencing hair loss as well. And for me personally, the Eye Restore is perfect. All I have to do is just put it on for 25 minutes every other day. I could just go online or watch TV or something. This thing is really amazing. I mean, take a look at some of these results. That's pretty spectacular for that amount of time. Also guys, Eye Restore's New Year sale is live now. You can save hundreds and get a free gift with your purchase. They also offer a 12-month money-back guarantee. Check out the link below to learn more about the laser devices, and for a limited time, you can get an exclusive $400 off pro device with my code Zhoniin. Thanks guys. But of course, there's like the small wildcard chance that they also like fight Saturn, which is also something that I talked about in my video that I released earlier today with Sai about like if the Gorosei are strong or not. It's like, what do you think? Do you think the Gorosei are physically strong? Like they have like hockey and devil fruits and stuff?
Personally, I feel like he might be strong, and I use might very loosely. The reason why I think he's strong is solely in the name. His name, Saint Saturn, automatically kind of puts him up there with like the ancient weapons, the gods, sun god Nika.
But I just really hope that Oda is giving significance to the fact that Luffy and Zoro are staying behind while the rest go look for Vegapunk. And speaking of Vegapunk, he's been missing since he was with Bonney. Like she used her ability to turn him into like a child, because she wound up finding this room where Vegapunk held Kuma's tangible memories. And as she went to touch them, and then something happened, I guess, and we cut away from that, and Vegapunk was just missing. And that's why the rest of the crew was going to look for him. but we're at least getting a continuation to the Bonney stuff here because she's in a kind of memory world where she sees that they are abusing a young Kuma. So yeah, like I said, she touched Kuma's tangible memories, and we knew that, okay, that was going to send her into a flashback and we were going to see Kuma's backstory. And it's beginning here, and the whole young Kuma being abused here, I assume this is because of the quote-unquote special race that he is. We still don't know what he is, but Bonney said that he was special, so I assume this has something to do with it because it's pretty much part of the course for this series, right? Vivi is with Morgans and Wapol. Morgans wants to write in an article about how the Straw Hats has kidnapped Vegapunk. So this is kind of a big twist because first of all, this is like the big reveal of where Vivi has been or where she currently is, because we knew that she was at the Reverie and then all that chaos happened, which eventually led to her father Cobra getting killed, and she kind of disappeared after that and we just didn't know where she was. We just assumed, okay, she's probably with the Revolutionary Army, right? Because they were there and they were able to get Kuma out of there, and we got updates on them afterwards, but never really on Vivi until now. And it turns out that she's with Morgans and Wapol, of all people. So I guess this posits that Wapol smuggled Vivi out of the Reverie and then met up with Morgans, and it's like, why would he do that? Wapol is like one of the biggest heels in the series, and these two characters even being together makes sense, I guess, because they do have history. Like back in the day when Vivi was a child and she went to the Reverie, Wapol like smacked her. So this could be like his redemption for that, meaning that Wapol's turning face as well. Like I said earlier, this is like the arc of face turns, so Wapol could be in that too. I don't know. I don't want to jump the gun on that. I don't think he's acting altruistically here. If he is helping Vivi at all, it's probably for his benefit. Like he's making deals or something. And I guess Morgans is involved in that, right? And as for Morgans wanting to write an article about how the Straw Hats quote unquote kidnapped Vegapunk, this could be for their benefit. Like maybe Morgans is trying to slightly spin this story so that it doesn't help the world government maybe. And I know Morgans tries to stay pretty much neutral, right? I don't know, maybe since he's with Vivi and Wapol, maybe they're all trying to brainstorm something together possibly, or at least Vivi is maybe. I don't know how much influence people can really have on Morgans, to be honest, but the whole kidnapped angle might be better for the Straw Hats in the end, possibly, rather than just saying like Vegapunk defects from the world government and decides to join the Straw Hats, you know what I mean? That would probably help the world government with their propaganda, if anything. And then finally, there's no Cross Guild in this chapter. There's like some rumors that they would be here, but no. However, I do think that they'll show up eventually. Like they're subtly being built up here, which is pretty cool. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the video today, guys. Let me know what you thought about these spoilers in the comments. So much craziness going on. And if you liked the video, please give it a like and please subscribe if you haven't already. Have a great day and I'll see you in the next one.